Hi, it's Marina, the Soul Alchemist, and it's time for Pick Your Own Card Weekly Guidance for the 16th through to the 22nd of October. So if you've not had a chance to tune in, I want you to tune into cards 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to reveal the messages, themes, and energies that will support you over the next 7 days. I would encourage you to listen to all 3 cards because they're all going to support you in one way or another. But of course, your focus, whether that be 1 or 2 or all 3 cards, is going to be your main message, but the others will help support you as well in terms of guidance, wisdom, and insight. The bonus card for this week is Karmic Challenges. And wow, do we have a lot of karmic stuff going on at the moment, just in the collective. So, yes, lots going on. It's been a big week. And it's interesting that the 3rd card from last week is a repeater for this week in the same position. But I am really sensing quite a different message with that particular card. So if you picked card 3 last week and you were like, oh, okay, I don't need to listen to card 3 because it's going to be the same, it's not. So I'm just letting you know. And this is, for me, this is about us focusing on ourselves. There's a lot going on economically in this, in the humanity, obviously the unrest that's happening, wars, all that type of stuff. There's a lot going on in the collective. We are, as more sensitive energetic beings and conscious in terms of our soul's journey and our own healing and our empowerment and all of that, we are tuned in to the collective in a much more kind of in a much deeper way than some other people might be. And so we can feel the energies, we can sense the energies, and we can sense the mood, and we can sense the fear and the helplessness and the hopelessness and the despair and the pain that is there. So this week for me is all about us bringing back our energy back to us in whatever way that we can do that, taking responsibility for our energy and for our thoughts and how we shine our light for support for the collective. There's been a lot of shock. And yeah, the sense of hopelessness. But I think if we can take our power back and start to, as I say, take care of our energies and shine our light in a different way, we then give that beacon of hope and we can get the energies shifting. The energies that are not serving and supporting us, we can start to shift those with our own light. And that's why I feel that this message for this week is all about in 3 different kind of ways. Card 1 to card 2, card 3, and then our karmic challenges, which also speak to that as well. So I think we have, in some ways, a responsibility to be aware, be conscious of what's happening, but also understand how we can support the collective and humanity in our own way. Doesn't matter how big or small that is, because when we all do this together, we make a difference, we make impact, we make positive impact. And this is what these cards are speaking to. And I'm getting lots of shivers, so my guides are agreeing. Thank you very much. So this first card kicks off straight away with you being in your power. Oh, and I'm also almost dropping it. Your inner authority. So you've got this female here that's on her lion, and she's very much kind of being courageous. She's being bold, and this is about reclaiming your power back and knowing that you are stronger than you think you are. You have inner confidence. You have all of the abilities and the talents and the tools that you need, but sometimes we need that confidence. And, this female is riding on a lion. You can't be much more confident than that in terms of owning her power, owning her confidence, her self-belief. And that is what we need this week, is to be confident that things can change, that we can change, that our reality can change, that we can rise above what we are being told, we can rise above what we are experiencing, and we can change our thoughts, our energies, our feelings, our mindset around that in order to make that change. It's a collective thing. It's not just mindset. It's not just taking the action. It's not just doing the energy healing and the adjustments and the tweaks there. It's everything. All of it needs to be looked at, every single part. So mindset, your choices, your decisions, and your actions, which I'm always kind of talking about, and also the energetics, releasing the blocks, the karma, the debt, the contracts, the agreements, the programming, the conditioning. That also can take time, but it's a kind of a three-pronged process. It's not just the one, it's the three-pronged. It's like there's three elements to this. So how can you be more in your authority this week? Where can you take your power back in terms of maybe allowing your emotions to get the better of you? Now, of course, there's a time and place for us to feel our emotions, but when it's kind of getting to a point where you can't feel like there's a way out and you're not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, then that's where we kind of really need to look at where you can realign, where you can readjust, where you maybe need to change your mindset, where you need to kind of have a word with yourself. Sometimes we need to do that, take radical responsibility for how you are showing up. And this is a card that supports you to connect with your inner authority. So you might need to go and do a little bit of a meditation or visualization and ask for your inner queen or inner lion, inner king to step forward and support you with your authority this week in terms of taking back your power for yourself, not allowing your energy to be leaked everywhere and for people to take your energy, take, and not replenish back. Also, are you getting sucked in emotionally to stuff that's going on in the collective, and it's getting to a point where it's not serving a purpose, it's not driving or inspiring you to take action or to do healing or whatever it might be? You're just kind of almost being bowled over by it. And as I say, there's a time for us to kind of sit with that, absolutely, but if it becomes a pattern where you find yourself in that state all of the time, then you need to connect in with your inner authority and take your power back. So this is about inner authority, feeling confident, taking back your power, and knowing that we do have the power as a collective with our light. We can make a difference. So even when it feels or seems that we don't have any power and that our power has been taken away all of the time by all of the different things that are happening out economically, as I say, as a collective in the humanity, and we feel like we're getting less and less power, that is when we need to come together even more so to shine our light. And there's a lot of light in this card. So this is about you rising up. In this present time, remember your light and remember your strength. And as a collective, we come together and we shine our lights together, because as a collective, we're stronger. Individually, we're strong, but when we come together, we create magic. So inner authority, how can you extend your inner authority even more this week? Now, if you want to go deeper with your own session, or perhaps you want to get your own deck and play along with me each week, then the Akashic Oracle card deck, there is a link in the description and comments below. It comes with a masterclass. It comes with a key that you can turn into a pendulum. I share a little bit more about that in the masterclass, and there is some charts as well to support you, because it is like a modality in a box. It's like there's healing invocations that are included in this with this deck to kind of create a a complete system that you can use for Akashic wisdom, insights, guidance, and healing and activation. So you get everything that you need to basically start using the Akashic records. So if you've got any questions about that, let me know. Also, if you want to get your own one-to-one reading with me, then let me know. You can either do that on subscription and get 4 sessions a year, which is what most people do, because I support them for a full 12 months. And there's lots of Akashic healing that happens within those sessions, and you get guidance for each quarter. So let me know if you'd like to jump into that. As I say, it's a subscription, so it's very affordable, and you virtually get 1 session for free when you do it that way as well. Okay, so let's move on to card 2. Again, this is about your energy and utilizing what you have available to you in the most aligned way possible. And that is requiring you to bring your light back to you. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, it's bringing it back to you, and it's balance and flow. So in order to have your inner authority and to bring this power back, you've also got to be in balance and flow. And that means that you're not being toppled over by the fears that are out in the collective, your own personal fears in terms of where you're at in your life, in your business, in your work at the moment. And the more that you can focus on balance and flow and look at maybe where you're blocked with your balance and flow, whether that's connected with people, whether it's connected with what you do, and you're not allowing enough time and space for yourself, but you will come back into your light. We're really drawing this light back into now here and getting very specific with your inner authority and your confidence and all of that, because you are allowing balance, but you're allowing things to flow. So you're not blocking with your thoughts or stories or negative narratives or choices or patterns that you're stuck in. You're just allowing things to flow. Fear is the biggest thing to block the flow, because we don't have trust and faith. And we're getting then impacted by projections, people projecting onto us, as I say, social media, the news, all of those things where the scaremongering is happening and keeping this illusion going. And of course, then we have the other layers of viruses and wars and things like that, all layered into this. So you can be anything but feeling in balance and flow at the moment, which is why you need to make more of an effort to be in balance and flow, because this comes back to your light and how you show up physically, but also energetically. This is going to help you to feel more in alignment, to feel more at peace, to be more in your authority when you're in balance and flow. So it's essential this week that you look at your balance and flow and how you can just feel in balance. And that could be moving your body more. It could be doing a bit more meditation. It could be doing a bit more kind of connection with nature, doing your own healing work, going to see a healer. It could be playing with your pets. It could be going doing jigsaws or coloring books or whatever it is that you can just tune out a little bit and just switch the brain off and just come into a state of just balance and presence. This is about presence, balance and flow. So the more that you can be present this week, not going off into the worry cycles, the rabbit holes, into the mind cycles, just keep being present, keep bringing it back to the breath. And as I say, if you have to shake your body to bring you back into the present, put your feet on the ground, this is what's going to help bring you balance and flow. We really all need balance and flow this week. And you can see that her light is like, just by being in that balance and flow, you're really bringing your energy back to you, which is amazing. So it's going to be your quickest way to bring your energy back to you, which is what we want. Because when you bring your energy back to you, what you can do is you can cleanse it. You can make sure that it feels purified. And you're not putting your energy scattered everywhere, picking up bits and pieces of fear and other people's beliefs and all of that. You're bringing your energy back to you. This is really important. And I know I keep laboring on about this, but I'm feeling very strongly about it this week. So inner authority, the light is all around here. But, you know, she's got on her lion. She's doing the confidence, inner authority thing, you know, reclaiming our power. But then the light has really shrunk in here. And it's like, okay, I've got to focus on myself here, because this is the best of me that shows up for the best of everybody else. And that's essentially what it is. Let me know if the card resonates, if you want to get your own deck of cards, or if you want to have your own one-to-one session with me, please reach out and I can share more. So this card repeated from last week in the same position. So we've talked about inner authority and bringing our confidence back to us, bringing our light back to us so that we can serve and show up in a bigger way. Balance and flow is going to help and support that. That's going to be your quickest way. Being in the present is going to be the quickest way to allow for the alignment and for the light, for you to bring your light and your energy back to you. Then what we've got is card 3, and it's the Akashic records again. And so for me, again, what we've got is this focus, like last week. We are the middle person, or the essential symbol here. And again, it's us being in our light. But this is coming from a very healing perspective. It's coming from wisdom. It's coming from experience. It's coming from knowledge. It's the Akashic records. So for me, part of the message for card 3 is to use your Akashic records this week to support you with your balance and flow and support you with your inner authority. It supports you with clearing your karma, clearing your light, your energetic light, clearing the fears, the projections that you're picking up, clearing your energy field. Doing it in your Akashic records, or having the connection to the Akashic records whilst you do this work, open up your records whilst you do this work, means that you cover a greater depth of healing. You are more intentional with the healing in terms of where it can kind of hit with the different lifetimes and timelines. And of course, your Akashic records will be updated accordingly with that. But you can do so much more when you have your records open to do the work. So there is magnetism again with this card for this week. But for me, it's definitely about minding your light, but then showing up in the most aligned way possible to be the light. So the first card was about bringing your light back to you, cleansing and clearing it, being in your authority, being in your power, taking your power back, just really knowing how you want to show up this week, where you don't feel scattered, where you feel more purposeful, intentional, and with perhaps a bit more direction. Balance and flow and being in present is part of that process to bring the energies back and to get that clarity and that focus. And then you're showing up in whatever way that you need to share your light, share your wisdom, share your mastery. But also underneath that, the Akashic records supports you with any additional healing that you need to do. So it feels it's a personal week. That's what I feel for this week. It's a personal week, all about your energy and your light and how you choose to show up. And the more that you can kind of use your authority and your balance and flow and your presence and your wisdom and your gifts and your mastery that held in the Akashic records, also the clearing and the healing aspect that you can do in your Akashic records for your timelines, your lifetimes, your quantum field, your auric field, all of that you can do. And then you are there shining your light, not needing to worry about where your light is going. You can just show up being in your authentic self, knowing that the light that you shine and the wisdom that you share and whatever it is that you want to do, whether it be friends, family or community, colleagues, you're doing it in the most aligned way possible, because you're doing the work already here and it's already set up and aligned in your Akashic records. So that is your third card for this week. Again, let me know how the card resonates. And if you want to go deeper, please reach out. So Karmic Challenges is the card for the bonus card, and it's purpose and mission. So you're kind of like, okay, well, how does that relate to Karmic Challenges? So when I have karmic challenges, you know, they're blocks. They are misalignments, misdemeanors. They are where we can unintentionally place our attention and our focus and our direction, sometimes on misaligned purpose and mission. And so that can be the karmic challenge, where you put your time and energy into something thinking that this is the most aligned thing for you to do, or you're in a habit or a pattern of doing it, and it becomes your purpose and your mission. But when you look at your whole kind of like, you know, the last 30, 40 years, you might have been doing that purpose and mission over and over and over again. And so that can be a misaligned purpose and mission, which could potentially be a karmic challenge. So for me, it's kind of like, are you focusing on the things that feel aligned, that feel soulful, that feel expansive? Or are you focusing on things that give you a sense of purpose and mission and something to do, but is it tied up in obligation? Is it tied up in expectation? Is it tied up in a way that it serves a need for you, as in feeling useful to somebody else, but it means that you don't get the time or space to focus on something that perhaps is more purposeful? And that's where the karmic challenge is, where we are stuck in a loop because we've not realized that there's another purpose or mission that we can focus on. And we focus on something maybe that's just out of date, and we've been doing it for a long time. So, you know, I normally use the examples of perhaps challenges and struggles with money, where we have money and then we lose money, and then we have money and then we lose money. And that can be a misaligned purpose and mission, where we have this sense of accomplishment and drive to get ourselves out of debt. And then we reach the level where we've done that, and then we self-sabotage. And it may be a number of years before we self-sabotage. And then we fall into old patterns. And then we have then a purpose and mission to then get ourselves out of debt again. And it can also happen with, you know, like with health and weight and things like that. And it's a driver and it's a motivator, but we are in this perpetual loop of doing the same thing over and over again. And we're not just, you know, doing the thing and then, you know, maintaining it as a constant. There's that kind of up and down. And so purpose and mission is what is coming through here as a karmic challenge. So I want you to just notice or reflect on, what is your purpose and mission at the moment? And you might have a couple. And does it feel aligned, or is it serving or supporting somebody else more than you? Are you doing it from a place of obligation and expectation and perhaps even a sense of resentment or a sense of duty, but it doesn't feel right? There's something about it that just is just kind of like, or you're just tired from being in that same circle and loop. Let me know in the comments if there is anything there that you're thinking, yeah, I've been on this purpose and mission for years and I just don't seem to be stepping out of it. I don't seem to be able to resolve it. And it could be also relationships where you are typically attracting the similar type of person, and the relationship ends up going the same way each time. And so there's that purpose and mission there of having failed relationships. And it's that loop, and it's a karmic challenge. It's a challenge because you've not broken it. And there is ways to break it. And even going into Akashic Records and asking for any purpose and missions that are misaligned, that are ready to be completed. We don't need to do them anymore. We can do that in the Akashic Records. So purpose and mission, what are you focusing on that maybe you don't need to focus on, or you don't want to focus on, but you feel like you have to focus on? And what would you like to, where would you like to place your attention? What would your new purpose and mission be if you were to let go of an old one? And is there any steps that you can take to allow that purpose and mission to be your reality? What steps? What is the first step that you could take in that purpose and mission? First step would be to let go of any of the purpose and missions that you are unknowingly, or maybe knowingly, repeating, and they're outdated. We don't need to do them anymore. So let me know where you would like to put your new purpose and mission. Declare it in the comments below. So then you're declaring it to the universe. You're letting your guides know that this is my new purpose and mission. This is where I want it to be. I'm breaking the karmic cording, or whatever the karmic energies are around this purpose and mission. I've done it long enough. I'm now setting a new purpose and mission, and I'm declaring it here in the comments. You don't have to declare it in the comments, but you get my drift. So they are the cards for this week. Let me know how they resonate. I'm going to also put something into at the end, support you, some kind of Akashic healing that will support these cards. I'll tune in and see which one that is, but do listen to that as an Akashic transmission to support you as well with this week. We have got this. As a collective, we come together to shine the light, to create change, and to hold the light for humanity. So don't forget, we all have our light switched on. So we all can come together to support each other, but support humanity and the collective as a whole. It might not feel like you're doing anything much physically, but believe me, energetically, you can make great strides. And we can, of course, physically, but don't fall into a space of despair and hopelessness and what's the point? Because you tapping into your inner authority, we can create change. We are creating change. We've just got to continue to believe that we are. Can't always see it. In fact, we can hardly see any of the change that we are creating because we're doing it on an energetic and a quantum level. But believe me, we are creating change. We've just got to keep the faith and keep the hope and the trust and faith in our heart that we are, and also our light. So love and blessings, everybody. Have a great week. And say, if you've got any questions or you want to reach out to me and work with me in some shape or form, or get your own Akashic Oracle card deck, then please let me know. Love and blessings, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.